I got a prescription from you early in the pandemic and got a supply of ivermectin. I never needed to use it, and it's probably long expired by now. Can I keep and use it in case I get sick? What's the shelf life? Yeah, so shelf life should really be indefinite for powdered and solid medications. And this is based on U.S. government research, military research, because they got sick and tired of, rebuying their entire stockpile of medications every 2 years. And they did a 20 plus year study showing that there's hardly any loss of efficacy over very long periods of time. So I think over 20 years, some of their antibiotics lost like 10% of their efficacy, which wouldn't even change the dose I would recommend. So yeah, I would assume that they're fine as long as they're not exposed to light or something. And so if they're kept dry, and if you want to even extend their shelf life even more, then you can put them in an airtight container so that moisture doesn't become a problem, and then in the fridge or the freezer. But otherwise, just keep them in a dark cabinet, and they should be fine almost indefinitely. At least that's what I believe. And the reason that things have expiration dates is because they have to be tested to maintain their efficacy over that period of time that is their expiration date. So you have to know, you have to be certain before you can. And then, so so basically, if a manufacturer manufactures something and then they test it again 2 years later and it has the same efficacy, or within margins of error, then they can say the expiration date is 2 years, or whatever it is, whatever that period of time is. If they don't check it for 3 years, they can't say, and they have to put the expiration date on the date, or on the period of time that they actually tested for. At least that's my understanding of it. I'm not a manufacturer. So anyway, the expiration dates they don't mean that it will expire on that date. They just mean that, as far as we know, it maintains its efficacy that long. So expiration dates should really be called something else, right? So, um, you know, we're sure that it's good by this date, basically, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not good after that date.